Hello, and thanks everyone for being here. I'm going to start today with an unlikely conjuration, simply because it's been on my mind recently, and so I hope you will forgive me if I seem insensitive in any way. Sometime between 2014 and 2021, rumors started to proliferate on the internet about the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's work schedule. These reports shared that the right-wing ultranationalist prime minister would forego sleep, food, and other material needs in order to serve the Indian people. Such descriptions of Modi, along with a beard that keeps increasing in length, have given him a kind of spiritual aura that can at least be described as authoritative, if not authoritarian. What does it mean to cultivate such a position, one in which material objects, even those as basic as food and shelter, are given up in an attempt to attain an otherworldly spiritual authority? My project, Owning Renunciation, gives this cultivation the name non-possession. A translation of the Sanskrit term aparigraha, which is usually rendered as the virtue of non-attachment, the term non-possession is my way of getting at the cultivation of indifference to material objects as a discursive mechanism of gaining authority. We are used to thinking of the violence of empire as one beholden to acquisition and appropriation. My project looks to early incarnations of English colonial discourse to think about how acquisition might not be the only mechanism by which such violence discursively manifests. Indeed, what I have found in 17th century texts in England, South Asia, and North America is the creation of colonial, racial, and religious differences that have at their core an articulation of non-possession. In these texts, non-possession is not the prerogative of the monk who laughs at an invading king, who we might use as a figure that speaks truth to authority. Rather, it is the mechanism by which civilizational difference is articulated. We, colonizers, have the virtuous ability to give stuff up. You do not. My example today is one from Roger Williams' Key into the Language of America, printed in 1643. It's a lexicon of words supposedly spoken by the Native Americans inhabiting the land on which many of us stand right now, New England. The key is often studied for its examples of what could be called Western self-critique, in which Williams takes his fellow Englishmen to task for their degenerate ways. After translating a list of terms that have to do with currency and transactions, Williams adds the poem you see here. The Indians prize not English gold, nor English Indians shell, their currency, and later on, English and Indians all pass hence to an eternal place, a place, he says, where naught's worth aught but grace. Williams forwards his authority here based on an equation between the non-virtuous English, who know of spiritual wealth but throw it away in favor of gold, and the indigenous figure who is attached to their currency because they don't know of spiritual wealth. This economically articulated virtue forwards some kind of equality in which we might want to derive some critique of empire, but it is deprived of its oppositional character precisely because it hinges on the virtues of non-possession. These virtues give New England colonists a spiritual authority over indigenous people and over the degenerates of Old England. It is the cultivation of these virtues through indifference that settler colonial authorities use to separate themselves from those who are deemed lacking in the ability to cultivate them. Whether in a settler colonial missionary or settler colonial prime minister, non-possession becomes a technology of empire, even as it announces its indifference to acquisition. Thank you for your time and attention today.